With just over a week until Weed Wednesday, many Canadians are feeling unprepared for marijuana legalization. In fact, a recent study here found that 46% of British Columbians think the country is not ready for pot. Well, thankfully, we have neighbours like Washington State, which have seen recreational marijuana legal since 2012. So if you could ask them any pot-related questions, what would they be?
How do they handle suspected impaired driving with regards to marijuana?
Bellingham is the first major city when crossing the border from BC. It's also a college town, so marijuana is a big thing. So too is the job of enforcing it, something the city's top DUI attorney found out very soon after legalization.
The percentage of marijuana DUIs has increased tenfold. I would say that probably 1 out of every 50 cases previously was a marijuana DUI. That's probably at least 5 to 10 out of every 50 cases is a marijuana DUI.
And when it comes to law enforcement, the police here still use the standard field sobriety test, something that has been heavily criticised by legal experts. However, the upside of legalisation has been the process of getting blood samples from drivers.
Previously, an officer could only get a search warrant for blood under certain circumstances. Now they can get a search warrant for blood under almost any circumstance.
I would probably ask them, like, what's the incentive of purchasing it legal, as opposed to from someone that you knew for like a really long time.
Bill C-45, the Cannabis Act, states that Ottawa will implement strict quality and product safety requirements around pot. Similar government oversight in Washington has, according to one Bellingham dispensary, made it easier for customers to know what's in their product, something the black market never did.
If I don't want pesticides, I have a product that's labeled no pesticides. If I'm looking for a specific terpene or cannabinoid, I can find that, and it's labeled by a lab that I can then look up and see that the scientists know exactly what they're doing. So in that sense, about knowing where your things come from, which is so important in our food, it should be just as important in our cannabis.
But of all the questions that Canadians had for Washingtonians, there's one that stood out the most.
I think I would ask them how things have changed from the time of legalization to now, and like have people's excitement / views changed, because I mean before obviously like it was dangerous and bad because it was illegal, but I mean has it sort of transformed into the way that we treat alcohol?
When I was growing up it was more like hoodlums would smoke pot, you know, so now that it's legal I feel like you definitely like hear and see more like adults. Like my mom will like smoke now because it's like legal and there's a shop that she can go to.
I mean, yeah, a lot of people are just more chill, and they notice walking around here that everyone's really kind and I don't know.
Yeah, it's a very inviting environment.
Yeah. Welcoming.
Obviously, there's a lot more questions to be had. Cross-border trade has been a big issue, as well as the question of those already with cannabis convictions. Canada will have to figure these out as they go along, but in the meantime, we should take the advice from one Washington resident and just go with the cannabis current.
The number one thing I would say to the Canadian people about legalization is embrace it, and it's like the current of the river. Swim with it and you'll find out that it's exactly what should have happened.
In Vancouver and Bellingham, Tom Walsh, City News.